Hi, friends. Welcome to Unity Love Notes, which we put out every Wednesday as part of our Keeping Connected to Unity of Ocala outreach. But it's a place for me to share with everyone what's going on in Unity, what's going on in my life, if anyone's interested, because I think we all have shared stories. My journey is your journey is my journey. We are all on this fabulous journey of life. Sometimes it doesn't feel so fabulous. And I've been processing these past through months through the eyes, the spectacles of grief, and thinking that I had been grieving all the while taking care of my husband, knowing that it would end this way at some point, not knowing for sure when. And that in itself has some advantages and disadvantages. You know it's going to happen, you don't know when, so you're a little more prepared for it, I would think, than if it just accidentally happened. So there are some advantages to that, but I have found that the disadvantages by far outweigh the advantages. And I have been going through stages of grief, even though I thought I had done a lot of spiritual work and a lot of grieving through this whole process over these past 10 years, which I have. I've been doing my spiritual work, but things come up from time to time that surprise me. I will get those waves of sometimes just overwhelming sadness and longing for that dear sweetheart of mine that I can't fully embrace anymore. I've had a little bit of anger, and that doesn't sit well with me because I'm not an angry person, but I get this, oh, we should be in this space. I see other couples in this space after having such a long relationship and working so diligently through all kinds of challenges to arrive at a certain space where you're comfortable. So I'm going through that. I don't know, is that jealousy? Maybe. Is that anger? Maybe. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross says it's part of the process. It's okay. Observe it. Don't judge it. Be mindful and let yourself be human. Definitely the grief fog has lingered longer than I care. I'm not going to admit that it's part of aging because I don't see us aging in the same way society sees us aging. I see us acquiring more and more and deeper and deeper and deeper levels of wisdom. There's a fog there. But recently, because like I shared with you folks last week, I've been searching these dating sites, which has been this whole new world that has opened up to me, both fearful and anxiety increasing, but also intriguing. But I've got another layer of grief that's been exposed, kind of like a raw nerve in a tooth. All of a sudden, whoa, there's an exposed nerve. That's what's been going on with grief for me. My puppy heard me wail and now he's barking. He's become very protective through all of this. I think he's got separation anxiety and just wants to cling close to me. He's always had issues since we rescued him. He came to a good family because we all have issues too. So he fits right in. Anyways, I share with you that I went on these online dating sites, which have been kind of intriguing and interesting. You kind of go through all of these characters and you put in that I'm female, looking for male companionship. That's as far as they go because thank goodness, because I'm not really looking for romance or love or magic, any of that. I just like to explore. I'm curious and I love meeting new people. So it's like you get all these mugshots and you pick out certain ones that you might have interest in. And pictures are deceiving, but they do post pictures, and that's always nice. So you have an idea of, it's like blind dating, but you get a preview. You don't have to dress all up and go to the restaurant and be all perky and suck in the tummy and all that stuff. You can actually just chit chat this way, which I kind of like. So what you do is you put out your profile. You have lots of questions, lots and lots and lots of questions, and you answer them all. I answered them all very honestly and very truthfully. Likes, dislikes, they're not all that casual conversation stuff. So they kind of match you up with folks that are in that alignment, and you see a match and you can smile at them, and that means I'm interested, or you can send them a text, which I didn't want to initiate that because I've been with the same man for 40 years. I haven't dated since I was 22. So this is all like so much for me. But quite a few gentlemen liking me, putting likes, and I like, and I see where they are. And I said, so anyways, I've actually had a couple of texting messages and some phone calls. Not any live one-on-one dates, but I've met some really nice folks, some nice gentlemen, none that I'm really romantically interested in, or I want them to think, I don't want to lead them on. And it seems pretty mutual when we get to talking, but I want to tell you about these gentlemen. So the first one that I talked to was a gentleman that lives on the other side of the state, south of Daytona. And just kind of through our texting, we kind of got to know each other. He said, this might be a little far for you. He just seemed so sweet. And he had that look. He just a kind soul. I could just tell through his profile. So we chatted and I immediately liked him. He was just a good guy. I could just tell. And after he realized I'm a new widow and I live clear on the other side of the state, I don't really get over that. He said, you really need to find someone a little closer. Not close enough that he's going to be walking to your house all the time or anything like that. It's a little bit of an effort to come and see you. But he started sharing with me all of these cautions. Once he found out that I was a minister, once they do, I don't lead with that because who knows what people think about ministers. And I don't lead with that. I just don't want to get into all that. But once he found out that he was very protective of me. And he was sharing with me, okay, I've been scammed on this before, or almost. I caught it in time. This is what you want to look out for. And he just gave me all of these wonderful tips and ideas. And he just became a friend. And we decided if I was on the other side, and I get over there from time to time to do some guest speaking, I said, I'll certainly look you up and we'll go have some coffee. Just seemed like that kind of a friend. Then I met a really nice gentleman from the Mount Dora area. That's not too far away. And we really seemed to hit it off. We had a lot of the same likes, very down to earth, very mature. I could tell he was very settled and happy in his own skin. And we got to talking about careers and I shared that with him. And then out came all of the issues, which I don't have a problem with at all. I've heard it all. And he was a long time in recovery, which I respect and admire, and way to go, that's great. But with that, there's a lot of residual baggage, I could tell. And so it kind of started getting into counseling. And that's not something, this is church and my ministry. This is something different. I don't want to be your minister. I want to be your friend or your date, right? But he's such a sweetheart. We will definitely meet up again. And when I am in that area, I will look him up and we'll go to what he was telling me about, his favorite bakery that has these Bavarian cream-filled eclairs. I will go and share one of those with him, but that's as far as it will go. I met a gentleman not far from here in Ocala who was just talk, exhaustive talker. Exhaustive for me, not for him. He could go on forever. It was quite funny. And he was hysterical. I was laughing. I was in tears. He was so funny. We clearly weren't each other's type, especially when we got to the point talking about careers, and I told him I was minister, and he immediately apologized if he had said any cuss words in our conversation. I said, that's okay. But he went into this safe zone where he didn't have to impress me because I was like a minister to him. So we just started having fun conversations. And he texted me the next morning really early. This was day before yesterday. It was really cold. And he said, I need you to come up here and minister to me. I'm really cold. I'm really messed up. I need a minister. It's just so funny. He's just funny. So I will do. He's from Buffalo, New York. He was in the Air Force for a while. He told me all about his friend who went into the ministry and came out a different man who is just the sweetest, kindest gentleman. So he has a lot of respect for the ministry, but wants nothing to do with it, which I understand. He's from Buffalo, New York. So I told him that we would get together around a basket of hot wings and cold beer and enjoy that. And he said, absolutely. So he texts me from now and again. And then I met another gentleman who I won't be texting with or calling. we chatted for a minute on the phone, and I could tell he was having some issues. So I've met 3 wonderful new friends that I'm sure I will chat with again and maybe sit with and break bread together. So it's been an interesting journey. So we'll see. I've got another phone date this evening with a nice gentleman. And so I don't know. I will keep you posted. But I got to tell you about this new raw layer of grief that has come up. I recently joined a gym, which I don't even want to think of when the last time I was in a gym was. I do my walking and my yoga, but I really need some upper body strengthening, some machines, some weights to get really back into toning. I'm just feeling my body sluggish, especially after these past 2 years. But I've noticed that I have this weird resistance about moving forward, taking care of myself, meeting men, going out and being a little better me. I'm resisting it. And it took a little while in meditation to realize that what I'm experiencing is a form of survival guilt. That's the flip side of that envy coin, I'm deciding, where I shouldn't be doing this. There's something in me, that 24-year-old new bride, that says, okay, this is as far as we go. This is your world. Don't go beyond. Don't go beyond. This is enough. It's hard to describe, but do you know what I feel? It's like I'm cheating, or no, I don't deserve to have that much fun. All that. I don't need to be all that. Now, if I were counseling someone, if I were speaking on Sunday about this, I would say, how dare you not be your best self? How dare you not go out and do whatever you want? You are free to be all and more. But there's this resistance. So I'm exploring that. Any thoughts that you send me? And you all like to send me, not you all, but I hope you all send me your thoughts and ideas about this process, because we're all in a process of some kind. So that's just an interesting thing I've noticed. And while noticing that, naturally, thank you, Spirit, I came across in my journey to the heart, January 19th. I'm going to read this to you because we all need to hear this whole thing. And this was a perfect day for my ears, from God to my ears, to hear this. And I think you need to hear it too. January 19th, honor the process of spiritual growth. Don't wait for things to change. The change you're waiting for will come from within you. We know that. Start to nurture yourself through each stage of your evolution, your spiritual growth. Waiting for things to change is a tiresome, irritating process. But embrace your own emotions, and growth can be exciting. It can become a positive challenge that turns life into a vital, interactive process. The moment we surrender to this process, something happens. If we feel an emotion, an old, stuck, hardened chunk of emotion, or a new one that has arisen along the path, we can release it. And the belief attached to it that may be, I'm unlovable. Life has to be hard. I deserve to be punished. When we release the emotion and the belief, our body shifts. It detoxifies, changes. A new lesson then emerges. We discover we can choose joy, freedom, forgiveness. The lessons that can emerge are as unique as our old beliefs. We wrestle with each new lesson as it grows and appears in many different forms. On the job, in love relationships, in all the arenas of our lives. Soon, we come into a new conclusion about ourselves, about life. I am lovable. I am creatively feeling what God and the universe have for me. I am free. I can bring my full essence and energy before the whole world. Then when we change, when our beliefs change, our lives change. The change we've been waiting for, but it happens as a result of our own evolutionary process, not because we waited for something or someone in our lives outside ourselves to change. Trust this process of change. Honor it, respect it, revere it. You no longer have to wait for something to happen. Something is happening right now in you. Welcome the changes that can be yours. Let life help you as you take an active part in creating these changes. Let the process become living, interactive, and magical. This week's going to be magical for all of us. And I will see you on Sunday as we celebrate again the power of faith and move into practicing that divine power of faith. I love you. God loves you. I will see you Sunday. Bless.